me down
cockamamie.
gently.
All right. Oh, that implies something.
Down gently.
Welcome to Analytical Fanboys, the monthly media cast of Modular Media, where one of us picks a thing and we talk about it. I'm today's picker, Buster, and this month is Bumblebee, the Transformers movie.
Well, I mean, it's also a week. That's a week of episode.
Yeah, it's taking up our week slot, so you know what I mean. That's
Okay.
Boingo.
Yeah, I'm Boingo. We also got a third.
Hi, I'm Snowbert Bobert, and none of us are weak-spirited.
Yeah, I guess.
One of us is in the cuck chair, though.
Yeah, and that's me.
Get over here.
Tender love and care, but care is just cuck chair.
Yeah.
I am sitting in a gamer chair. It is very embarrassing, honestly.
Oh, is it the Peely Fortnite chair?
No, it's a GTR racing chair. It's like a gaming racing chair. I don't know where.
Yeah.
My mom just got it for me because it's like I need something for the computer setup. So, thanks, Mom.
Buster, why'd you make us watch Bumblebee? Positive.
Positive. All right.
No, I'm saying this isn't a question like accusatory. This is a question positive.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so first off, Transformers 1 comes out this month. So I just wanted to tie into that. And second, this is my favorite Transformers movie. Granted, I only like 3 of them so far. Hopefully Transformers 1 adds a 4th. But yeah. So I just wanted to talk about my favorite Transformers movie when a new one's gonna come out.
Hell yeah. What are the other ones, by the way, just for frame of reference?
Rise
And
of the
can I
Beast
guess
and the
them?
80s movie.
Okay.
So I already made a video on the ones I don't like.
Oh.
I'm
So,
sorry.
yeah. So Bumblebees.
Yeah. Well, let's focus on Bumblebee. I'll try not to do too many Bayformers diss in this video, in this podcast.
Well,
I
we're
can
not
help
even...
you in not doing.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
know
not-
it's like a lot of,
not
like,
not doing.
okay, actually that's also another reason I wanted to watch Bumblebee. What the 2007 movie was to, like, all of you, this was to me. This was, like, kind of my, like, I already like Transformers, but
See-
this kind of got me, like, a bit more into it and, like, liking it more.
Okay. Well, I'm not trying to go there.
I know it's like basically a remake of the 2007 film. A lot of people have said
No,
it's just
no. God, no. I do not.
No.
I don't think of that at all.
No,
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
it's definitely not in that.
This
if
movie
anything,
is
it's
infinitely
a-
better than any of the Michael Bay films, hands
Yeah.
down.
If anything, this is a remake of E.T.
I
Yeah,
was just
oh,
going to
it's
say
100%.
that this, like, Transformers 2007 wasn't what, like, skyrocketed me into loving Transformers. I was already obsessed with, like, Armada. I used to rent the 2087 or 85 or 86 movie
Yeah,
and, like, watch it on repeat. And I got, like, anyway, whatever. I was excited for the movie, yes, but
and spectacle. So like the
Continue.
spectacle is cemented in your mind.
Yeah, I still like. I think a bit highly of the 2007. Not like I don't love the movie, but like I think a bit more highly of it than the other Michael Bay movies. So if to give that gives you any solace, like there was something a little special there. To like there are moments of whimsy in that film, and I think Bumblebee is all of those good moments.
I agree. I because there's definitely some incredible moments, and like seeing those for the first time is great. I would be lying to you if I didn't admit that I kind of like I got mad. Like I wasn't mad at the whole film or anything like that, but I
No,
damn sure
there's
got mad at
problems in this
Jazz
film.
with Jazz.
Oh, the Jazz. Oh,
And the fact that he just gets ripped apart, and then in the
Uh.
next movie, Bumblebee gets the same thing, and he's totally fine because he ripped his legs off and whatever. I was a nitpicky son of a bitch from like early on.
Oh, you're talking about 07. Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, 7.
I was going like, what the fuck
Sorry.
did you see Jazz and Bumblebee?
So I'll leave that be for then.
It's fine. It's
I
fine.
forgot where I was going with that. God damn it! I'm sorry. Fuck.
It's fine. It's fine. Like we're still like talking about like this is like just like hey, what do we think of Transformers? Boingo, what do you think of Transformers as a franchise?
It's really cool. It's really fascinating. There are certainly certain continuities that I like and gravitate more, and I think there's a lot more you could do with the storytelling in Transformers as just like alternate takes and things of like, come on, why hasn't there just been a season where the whole idea of it is it's racing, and that's like the Decepticons are like an evil race crew, and
you mean like whenever they on Cybertron, Transformers Cybertron, when they're on the speed planet?
yes, but make that the whole story.
It was a whole arc.
Yeah.
I mean, like
I know
revisiting
what you
those
mean.
more niche ideas that like aren't that could be that are ripe for like more story potential instead of just it's G1 again. I get what you mean.
You're right. I think every single movie should have a pod racing scene. They all can only benefit from it. And we
True.
already know that Transformers 1 literally did the Velocitron or whatever, what they're calling the race. They're doing a race. There's a race in there.
Yeah,
Because they're
hell yeah.
vehicles. Because they do that.
I mean, here's the thing. If you think about it, the logic of world building, humans throw things. That's what made humans such a advantageous species. We throw things. We can throw things easy. So what are all our sports and games around? A lot of them's around throwing things. The Transformers can turn into vehicles. Why wouldn't racing be immediate, like one of the craziest, most interesting aspects to look at into the terms of Cybertronian culture, you know?
Yeah. And like we're kind of getting that in that video game form, that roguelike like racing game coming out. Like so it's like the people do see that. So
but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Bumblebee. I really enjoy
Hold on, wait a minute,
Yeah.
please. You said some of my favorite things I've ever heard.
The new Transformers game. It's like it's a budget title, yeah, but it looks neat. Let me look up
Find the trailer.
I'm trying to find it. It's like I think 2023 game, not 2023, 2024. It's not Reactivate. It's like
we did see a new video of
Galactic
Reactivate
Trials.
this morning, by the way.
Galactic Trials. It's just like a budget game and just to tie into the freaking Transformers 1, but it's like there's part racing, part action, part roguelike. It's very interesting.
Take a look at this. Got the evergreen designs on there.
Yeah.
The Soundwave is a van. I always like that.
Yeah, but Bumblebee. So Blanco, you enjoyed it, right?
I enjoy the movie. It's good. Good movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah, this watch through was weird because I wanted to try to find more of the flaws. But even if I did, I did find some flaws, but like personal flaws. But I still enjoy myself so much, man. It is still like the best. It's still my favorite Transformers. And like I could probably nitpick the movie to death and back, but I just enjoy it, man. It's a special film to me. Like December of 2018 had like so much like films coming out, and the two films that always stood out to me from that lineup was Into the Spider-Verse, of course, and Bumblebee. Those were just watching those films in theaters, like watching Spider-Verse twice for the first, like that's the first time I went to a theater twice to watch a movie. Like it was, man, like it was just like, it just gives me more memories of like nostalgia. And hey, the movie is partially about warm memories of nostalgia. So
yeah.
I saw this movie with Chris. I saw this movie in theaters with. Do you remember, boy?
Yes, vaguely.
Do you remember me grabbing your arm?
Yes, I
Let me explain to you, Buster, if I haven't before, my like genuine like live reaction to this film. When the movie just starts with Cybertron, I audibly gasped and grabbed Chris's arm with no control over my own body. I had been instantly stunned, and even watching it again, and I've watched it a fuck ton, by the way. I'd like, God damn it, it's definitely better than Rise of the Beast. Even though Rise of the Beast was great, I don't know if it's better than the original 86 movie, but that's because there's a lot more bias going on with this one because it's only about Bumblebee. It draws heavy inspiration from stuff like E.T. and Iron Giant.
yeah.
He turns into my all-time favorite shape and or car. And it also invokes Herbie, the love bug, because he's a love bug. But I also love like the familiar stuff going on in this. I absolutely adore John Cena, period.
Oh yeah, John Cena's great in this movie.
Yeah, dude, he makes such a good G.I. Joe.
Oh, I just pulled up my notes. John Cena would still make a great Duke or G.I. Joe.
Yeah, bro. If they don't get him back for the freaking like crossover movie they're trying to do, like, what are we even doing?
I mean, he could be a good striker or like General Hawk. No.
Yeah, but
Falcon.
like
he'd be the perfect Falcon to Duke. He would be the perfect Falcon to like a really good Duke.
Yeah, like he just has that. I am a military man. I am going to do the best of my ability, and the second I see like the real truth, I am going to do what is right. Like that kind of military man archetype.
Yeah, it's a very like the movie's very ridden with archetypes, but it just does them so well and so charmingly that I'm like, yeah, I like this.
And I think that's in part a little bit to do with the fact that this was maybe the first time where we had somebody who works with different types of movies working on
Yeah,
our
Travis
beloved
Knight.
franchise.
He's a mostly a stop motion director for Leica from until this movie. And he like I know there's some things about him as a person that's like, yeah, but like as a director, we're just gonna focus on him as a director. He did a great job. Like
No.
again, the Cybertron visuals look great. Like for the 5 minutes we get. The freaking what else? Just the blending of like real people and CGI. I think is some of the best in any of these films.
Mhm.
Especially because it's like it's
One thing I find interesting is the little cinematic details that were kind of introduced with the Michael Bay movies. He kept them up. Like they are still used, but they're not Michael Bayified. Like, for example, when Blitzwing first shows up and
Starscream, yeah.
is it Starscream or is it Blitzwing?
No,
No,
it's
it's
Blitzwing. It's
it's
Blitzwing.
Okay, where you were referencing the
But
whole thing when it movie
I
was
was,
coming
yeah.
out.
I mean, for fuck's sake, you don't. Anyways, I have no
But when
problems with the movie. Truly, other than that, other than
Yeah.
like,
But when Blitzling was coming by and like John Cena looks up and goes like, "Who called the fucking Air Force?" And Bumblebee goes, "I don't think that's the Air Force." And then the missile zooms by the camera and like reveals
well,
the
he just says
Decepticon
run.
logo. Yeah, he says that's like yeah, but like, I'm trying to describe this thing. And the Decepticon logo is revealed. That's a very Michael Bay way of like showcasing
Oh well, no, not even
the
that.
vehicles. But like
That's a stylistic cue from Michael Bay because he did that all over
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Brawn, Blackout. Sorry.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not just throwing out the Michael Bay stuff. It is going like, okay, what would make the most effective live action Transformers movie? And going like, okay, these details are pretty cool and fun. Let's try and reincorporate them.
yeah. Like it is very like I did an old ass video on an old channel that I unlisted. I might bring those videos back, but I probably won't. But like where I kind of called Bumblebee like the trimming the fat, where it kind of like it's still like the core. It's still a Transformers movie live action, but it's like it takes like it just cuts up like a lot of the kind of baggage we don't want. Like it's still like keeping a lot of the core elements and just cutting out the parts or just refining the parts a lot of people weren't happy with.
And I think the movie's actually funny when it's trying to be funny.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a cute
yeah.
movie. It's a cute movie. Like it's not like laugh out loud funny, but it's there's
No,
some good
but it's
jokes.
not supposed to be.
Yeah,
It's
still
an
like
action adventure, and sometimes you need jokes to liven those up.
yeah,
But it's not an action comedy.
It's not afraid to
yeah.
get serial.
No.
Yeah, and also just like its attempts at jokes, like even if the worst times is way better than like freaking Revenge of the Fallen. Oh, I'm sorry. I said I want to do the Bay dissing. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
And it's also just like,
Oh, I haven't held back.
oh, we don't have to hold back, but like we don't have to just keep bringing it up all the time.
Yeah,
What was I about to say? Fuck.
We'll never know.
Yeah,
we'll never know.
My brain's poop. We'll never know.
My brain pooped too, but oh god, this is a podcast.
This is the podcast. So
All right, let's talk
characters?
about the human characters. Yeah, human characters, because those have been a contentious part of Transformers. I usually like most human characters in Transformers. It's just when they're bad, they're noticeably bad. They detract.
Yeah,
So it's really
we have John Cena, who has an actual character name, but he's John Cena.
yeah, John Cena. I think they called him Mr. Burns at one point. And I was
Agent
like losing my
Burns?
mind. Agent Burns, yeah, and I was losing my mind because Simpsons reference. What else? Charlie, the main human girl. She's great. Really like
Um,
her.
What's the dude's name?
Memo. Yeah.
Yeah, Memo.
Yeah.
Memo's great. I like Memo.
Yeah. He's one of the better like forced love interests in movies. Like,
Here's the thing.
She properly sets those boundaries.
yeah, true.
She probably sets the boundaries, and it's very clear. It's just like it's not we spent 3 hours together in real life, and now we're a thing. It's like no, they're friends now, and there might be something more, but she's not ready, and he respects that. It's like hell yeah.
Yeah, that's
they've
good.
really only known each other for like a couple of days. they've had good moments, but
Yeah.
you know, be aware.
Be aware.
B. How do
Be
we feel about
aware and
Bumblebee?
accept rejection.
Yeah, how do we feel about Bumblebee's voice? Like in the first 20 minutes of the movie,
Yeah,
it's a pretty good voice.
I absolutely love. Why isn't it? Am I not? I might be mistaken, but I swear that the video game voice for Spider-Man PS4 was the voice of Bumblebee in this.
Yuri Lowenthal? Let me double check.
Check the tape. Check the tape.
Checking
That
Bumblebee
might be.
2018
God, I hope
cast.
I'm not wrong about that. I might be stupid.
I mean, I know Peter Cullen does his few Optimus lines here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think. No, it's Dylan O'Brien. That is not Yuri Lowenthal.
Dylan O'Brien has done what else?
He's usually a live action actor.
Mm.
Anyway, yeah, his little lines is great, and I do like how he's like his voice box though, because they kept that from he loses his voice after his battle of Blitzwing. I do like how his voice box is more simplistic than the sentence mixing of the 07 film, and then as the film progresses, he gets a bit more complicated with the sentence mixing, which is great. It's YouTube poops. It's that kind of thing.
I mean, you don't have to say it like.
It's plunderphonics.
I'm a fan of it. I've always
like
been a
it. I
fan
like
of
it.
that because I feel like it does an extra step. It allows an extra step whenever we get to see the Transformers interact with human culture and human stuff. And now we get to see them directly because he gets to pick out different types of music he likes.
Yeah.
But I also think it sells that that kind of specific robot based I don't know trope, but I always appreciate a good pots and pans robots vibe, and it's got that kind of feel to it since it's a jumbled together radio freak.
You know what? It also still has that otherworldly alien vibe because think about it. What's the other biggest?
Oh, that
Predator.
B 117, yeah, Spartan 117, John 117. The little frequency he uses. I swear it sounds exactly like the fucking first teaser for the live action. Goddamn, we're going right back to it. The live action 2007 trailer where it was the Mars rover picking up a signal and then getting stepped on by what we thought was Megatron. I think it was actually Optimus.
This go around the whole radio thing just reminded me of Predator's recording people's voices and playing them back. It's just it's a friendly version of that.
Yeah, if you look at this from somebody just going to the theaters and they don't know what Transformers is, which is probably not super happening in a lot of places, but still, even if you go in there without knowing it's Transformers, I think it's still enjoyable. And Bumblebee 100% would run from them. He's a hot shot always, not hot rod.
No, that's completely different characters. It's just a Bumblebee ripoff.
Oh man, Cliff Jumper dies again in this movie.
God damn it. We always got to lose somebody, man.
Yeah, always gotta freaking Cliff Jumper gets sliced in half, right down the middle.
How do we feel about how people just pop? I think it's fun,
it's
almost
cute.
It's 80s sci-fi movies, sci-fi.
Yeah,
horror
very much. I think that's what's so much it's
but
Killer
it's
Clowns
still,
from Outer Space.
It is still kind of horrifying. Just go oh shit, fuck.
Yeah, no corpse. There's no TJ Miller bones to pick up.
Well, although human characters are fun and good, their depth comes from the fact that they are interacting with Transformers, and I think that's the core of how to make good human characters.
Yeah, it's you want to
have you seen My Lord and Savior Earthspark?
Oh, Earthspark, yeah, Earthspark. I mean, those characters are interesting even without the Transformers, but the Transformers do they're interconnected with.
But that's what I'm saying. The Transformers add depth to the human characters. That's what I'm the human characters can be deep on their own, but the Transformers as characters add depth to the situation. That's what.
And Skybound, we've seen that in Skybound comics at the moment, with the Witwikis. Just so much depth there.
Because Charlie has a lot of depth as a character. Her needle drops, her music, her as a teenage girl in the late 80s.
Yeah, it's late 80s. It's 86 or 87. I forgot what they said.
I think it's 86 on purpose.
Yeah, it's Transformers the movie. Yeah, they even played "We Got the Touch" at one point.
That's the Transformers song. What do you mean?
Yeah, it's heavily associated.
Yeah,
wasn't that commissioned for the movie?
Yeah, it was. I'm just it's it makes sense,
I wonder what the logic of it existing in that universe is then.
Yeah, it was like, what you like? I was making a joke with my friends when I was watching the movie for the podcast. I was like, "Heh, what do these people watch? Like, why do they watch Golf? They should watch Transformers." Oh, I don't know.
I mean,
Also,
Alf
like,
was popular.
yeah, Golf was popular, yeah, but I'm just making like, wait a minute, Transformers doesn't exist because they're real.
I mean, that's the joke Watchmen does.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Watchmen animated, yeah.
No, the comic.
Comic, yeah. I know
Because
what you mean.
Because superheroes exist. There's no superhero comics, so what do they read? Oh, they read pirate comics.
Oh yeah, I guess I need to get back to Watchmen. Anyway,
Is that why there's a pirate opening in like the comic?
yes,
Yeah, that's why.
yeah. But so Elf is taking place of the Transformers in this universe. What we're saying, Hasbro owns the. Someone I think someone
Alf was
else.
also a popular show.
Yeah,
Alf was a popular show.
I'm just making.
No. The GoBots. The GoBots movie had touch.
Yeah, the GoBots. It's all the GoBots movie. There, we solved it. We solved my shitty jokes.
There you go, Paramount. We solved your continuity error.
Yeah, just making everything GoBots.
I mean, they own GoBots now, so like,
I guess.
I just think they belong together.
Yeah.
I think GoBots.
I mean, Takara just announced like a whole bunch of Transformers toys for the 40th anniversary. Oh yeah, that's another reason I wanted to choose Bumblebee. It's the 40th anniversary this year.
Oh yeah.
Oh, not even that, but the fucking trigger thing. The trigger.
Oh yeah. Oh, don't even. I picked the Bumblebee movie before we got the news of the trigger.
You know what? To be honest, I'm kind of excited for the Diaclone Zoids Transformers crossover figure.
Oh yeah,
that looks fun.
I'm excited for the Godzilla one, the Monster Hunter one.
Listen, it's the man.
Did you just break your brain?
I'm excited. I'm excited for that too. Is all I could say, and I don't care how much it costs. I guess because that'll whatever, dude.
That's future Cody's problem.
I've already for the last month and a half, ever since we went to Jacksonville and saw those like Zoids in person. I've been fucking jonesing for a Zoids kit so bad because I've always loved the kit specifically, and I used to love the show. Fucking goddamn! I like want to get my hands on some Diaclone, and now it's like the trifecta, and it's really weird to see Transformers X Diaclone anyway, since Transformers.
Actually,
is
since
Diaclone.
we're talking about toys, Cody, did you pick up any of the when the movie came out? Did you pick up any of the Bumblebee toys, and how were they?
They only did. They were still doing Studio Series when that happened.
So they only did studio. There wasn't like a kids line for it, like Rise of the Beasts or Last Night.
I can't remember if there was or not, but I know I got the Bumblebee. I got like the special edition Bumblebee that was really good. Actually, that was a gift from my boss. My boss Kim at Cricket Wireless. And it's really good. He comes with a little battle mask and a little like hand thing. It also comes with like 2 OG cassettes, like OG Soundwave cassettes.
Nice.
Like G1, sorry, G1.
Yeah, and didn't they kind of like milk the movie in Studio Series for a while with like concept art designs? Like I know there was like a concept art Megatron that they did.
Oh, it was the only movie for a good couple of years. So like,
if the concept art Megatron came out this year.
Yeah, like I don't know if that was Bumblebee or Rise of the Beast. I forgot.
It might have been from the Beast. They did it with a few things, but I don't have a.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I'm just saying, like, this movie's been like, kind of its legacy in merchandise has been quite cemented.
Well, Bumblebee has always been the most popular, seller.
Especially ever since the 2007
is like the wave of yellow that everybody wants to forget. Sorry again.
Here's a question, Coaster.
Yeah.
Is part of the reason Bumblebee is so successful is that its original toy was more of a budget toy, and so a lot of kids had it and have a lot of connection to it?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think there's something to say with the bug there, with just the fact that like the bug has been sold as this very inviting and friendly vehicle. I don't want to reference what it was called because I don't know where it comes from. But I mean, like Herbie and stuff like that. Like what I was saying, like I think that helps because it's a friendly and inviting shape, and then them playing off of like. I don't know if it was nostalgia that made this popular. I think like kids just saw it and were like, "Oh man, that's Bumblebee." Because like even the kids know like forever. There's like since then, there's been nonstop like Transformers like since like the 2000s even.
Yeah, it's like ever since even like Car Robots onward, it's just been like blitz.
if you can't go to like a county fair and find like those shitty knockoff boxes with like all of the popular characters on it without finding like Spider-Man and Bumblebee in there, then I think that means something. But it's also Prime too. Like obviously Prime's the most
Yeah.
popular, but like, Bumblebee is like the kid's favorite. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
it's because it's bright yellow, it's tiny, grabbable, whatever. There's got to be a bunch of
Yeah,
and the penny racer functionality and some
it also helps
everything.
that they always pair him with like the human characters. So it's like in both this movie and like stuff like animated or Prime, they always pair him with like the kid surrogate characters. So
That's because he's tiny enough.
yeah,
Because he
exactly.
turns into a tiny little vehicle.
Yeah, there's just so many reasons for like Bumblebee's lasting legacy, and I do think the budget option like still goes even today. Cause like I pick up like talk about
Yeah,
just the
he's often
Bumblebee.
like a scout class. He's a smaller class, so he is a
Yeah.
cheaper figure.
Yeah, I have all my animated legacy figures here, and I have the Bumblebee for it, the animated for Anime Legacy, and it was way cheaper than both Prowl and Prime. So, the budget option's still out there.
Hell yeah.
No, what's just interesting is just watching this time and just being like, because I already had the plot in my head. I was like, all right, cool, and just noticing other little details. Like, I recognize the moped she was driving. It's a Tomo.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, and
I do like the little mechanic, like they keep the mechanic stuff like from like those Michael Bay movies in there, but just kind of like it's less greasy jokes and more just like I just like generally like this stuff and I have a connection to it, like emotional connection to it. You know what I mean?
I think like the mechanic or scrapper or something to do with like junk also has a bit of play. Like just always it kind of fits just because like there's like people always like to personalize their cars and they like to like
Yeah.
nickname and like give like human traits or
And like that makes sense
personalities
for
to cars.
Transformers.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean that it's an easy bond, and
Yeah.
I like it more when it's like not necessarily like respected, but like leaned into, and we got to see a little bit of that with some of the car chases and stuff like that. But like car chases are fun. Like there's a reason why the the fucking fast movies are
Yeah,
like
popular.
loved is because most people are just going there to see car go fast. They're looking to see the action, not necessarily the substance. And
Family.
you could just supplement that in there because they naturally use that form to like run around, do stuff, and do whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, just something. Speaking of the car scene, I was thinking of when they were running away from the cop and they go up the wall and have to squeeze in. Of just like, I really enjoy the idea of the Transformers being able to just control every little minute part of themselves.
They've always done stuff.
I know. I'm
And I
just
love
saying.
when they
I
lean
like
into
that
it.
idea.
Also,
I'm
that's a Men
glad.
in Black reference.
Yeah. It is a Men in Black reference. Holy shit, that was good.
Of course, that might have been done in old Batman. That might be an old.
Yeah, I
I
can
don't
see
know.
it being done like the Keaton films.
Oh my god,
Men in Black is good though.
Herbie might have done it.
Herbie might have done it. Herbie did do a lot of things.
But that first movie, man, we should watch that.
I need to see the Herbies. They've been on my list for like years. So
We can watch all the good ones and not the modern ones.
Not the Lindsay Lohan one.
Modern in like 2007. It's weird that 2007 isn't modern.
It is almost 20 years, bud.
Yeah, it still feels weird, man. What else do I like about Bumble? Like the movie. Talked about John Cena.
Yep.
Um,
I genuinely, one of the best lines. Are we really trusting them? Their names are Decepticons.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that line. I know some people give shit to it because it's like self-aware, but no, I think it's just
that's fine. There's like continuity reasons why they call themselves that anyway.
yeah.
It's
But I
so
do
silly.
like I do like how it's like no one acknowledges it. They're still like set in their ways, and it's like the movie doesn't stop to tell the joke. John Cena just like he's legit like stressed out about it. And I think the joke works better like when it's because they don't really like linger on it. It's just like a quick line, you laugh. Let's get back to the plot,
Because it's also coming from John Cena's character in that moment is I'm not trusting any of them.
Yeah, it's just like adding to the fields of the fire,
Again, why I think he'd be great to come back as a G.I. Joe character.
Yeah, he is 100% GI Joe coded in it.
Well, I mean, they could continue what they were setting up. Like,
Yeah,
he's working for
Sector
Sector
7.
7. And in the comics, like Sector 7, like there's normally like somebody who like goes with Prowl or like goes with Hot Rod, works with like Bumblebee or Ratchet or whoever. Like they do team ups like that, like human robot relations, like missions and stuff like that.
Yeah. like Sector 7 can easily be like the liaison between G.I. Joe, Mask, and the Autobots, and it's just like that's their job.
I mean, even production-wise, like in Rise of the Beast during that
Dude, Mask
the
is-
G.I. Joe scene, they initially like in test screenings they put it Sector 7 instead of G.I. Joe to keep the surprise. So.
Mask is the result of Autobots and Sector 7 working together to develop like
And the
better
IDW
technology.
Yeah.
Crossing up. Well, I don't know if that's the IDW reason.
No, that's your pitch.
Yeah, I mean that's just what I'm. Is that the IDW reasoning?
I think so. I think an idea
didn't-
because I think Mask shows up in some of the Transformers comics in IDW.
I know Matt Tracker's a GI Joe character.
Yeah.
The main.
Yeah.
They've always like played nice together. It only fucking makes sense. Like,
And
Yeah.
like the thing I like about this movie, actually, like to kind of like we're talking about all this like lore potential means, and it's
Mhm.
like it first serves as a great like soft reboot without like overwhelming the audience with things. It just gives you like here's a bunch of setups, but we're still gonna do a self-contained movie, and we're still gonna like do like that little '80s prequel story. But like if you want to see more, hey, here's a bunch of like things to chew on for you lore nuts and stuff.
You know what?
Uh,
I think it's because it does the Superman thing
Yeah.
of Superman. Everybody knows Superman. Everybody knows his origins. All right, we're good. We're telling the story.
Yeah, it's very much like, okay, here's like 2 minutes of Cybertron to give you like an idea of what Transformers usually is. Now here's our story, you know? And like that scene goes hard, I will say. Like especially like I know some people were sick of the G1 designs because it's like, oh, like it's not as creative or whatever. But it's like I thought they were rendered beautifully here. And I honestly think this is still like the best looking live action Transformers. Like
I agree, but also like, I don't know. You could
Yeah.
again, like, I mean, I get like wanting to do something. Like, it would make no sense for Prime to look anything else. Like, there's nothing else he really could be.
yeah, I guess like fire truck maybe, but like in this context, yeah, I think the classic truck works.
I think fire truck would be less. It would make less sense, like practically, anyways, because like people would see it and like either people would just avoid it naturally, but it would like, man, there's nothing wrong
Sorry,
with it being
I'm sorry.
an '80s
I
Peterbilt or an
no,
'80s Mack truck, a cab over. It's a very like iconic style
yeah,
that again, like for vehicle knowledge, like kind of lived and died in that era anyway. We don't really get that style of vehicle too much here in America anymore. We only get that in like Mitsubishi and stuff like that, and it's a little bit different. They stylistically went more to the Peterbilt anyways.
and like the thing is, I mentioned these complaints because I'm way too deep into the trenches of discourse bullshit, and I'm like I should stop bringing that up because I'm trying to rebuke those like critiques where it's like, oh, this and this this, and I was like, well, no, well, it works because I don't know. I should really stop doing, but I should just stop giving them the time of day in the first place. It's a personal thing I'm trying to work out. Um, yeah, I do like best designs, best like rendering of the thing. I also think the rendering, like the colors pop in this. Like I think like I like Rise of the Beast action, but an issue I have is that that's not always popping colors. So it's like, but the colors in this movie they are phenomenal. Like nighttime, like Cybertron, like daytime, they all pop. You know.
So I agree, the colors do pop. I think yellow and red pop together really well. I think
Yeah.
the scene with the "Don't You Forget About Me" song referencing the Breakfast Club
Yeah.
while Bumblebee meets up with Prime on the highway or on the bridge, Golden Gate. Like that's beautiful. I think that's awesome and that's amazing and it's cool to like. I think that's still important for so many people to see because we've never really gotten to see that version of Prime on screen.
Yeah. On the big
Um,
screen. Yeah.
and I mean, it even goes to like, and I don't have a problem with Bumblebee being a sports car either. I think it's a nice like evolution, and Camaros are still pretty small cars. So it still kind of makes sense. I like, there's nothing wrong with that. That like you can't pick and choose on stuff like where it's robots that turn into cars. I like that they play a little bit more with the mechanical designs here, like meaning like we finally get
Yeah.
to see like the face underneath and stuff like that. I love when they do
Yeah,
shit like that
it probably
because
helps that there's like less robots to worry about, so it's like they can just go ham on Bumblebee's model. So
yeah. And they designed him with like practical stuff in mind. There was a large puppet, like
yeah,
because he was a relatively small bot. Um,
yeah, and also it's like the director he's worked with like stop motion and practical before, so like there's your like technically, so he knows his way around like working with that kind of, and that's why the CGI blending is so good in this movie.
yeah. No, it's nice. It's just all together, all around quality
Yeah,
stuff. The I don't think there's any reason why Blitzwing couldn't be like a
At least,
tan
like my
jet.
friend said, they at least should have given him the Transformers animated like Russian voice or German voice. Like,
I mean, ultimately, I think whenever you're making like new definitive like evergreen versions, if you take the like cool iconic part of a specific version and incorporate it back in, I think that can work. Like I think you could have an evergreen Blitzwing now that has the multiple personality stuff.
yeah.
Well, not
Well,
even
that was just more of a nitpick. That's more of a nitpick. Like on
my
my end.
nitpick is like you shouldn't.
I'm more
Like,
speaking
borrow-
generally, not just movie in this. I'm just speaking.
I know. I'm just saying, like, you shouldn't. Like, why did they borrow the color scheme of Starscream
Yeah,
and a
that's a
jet,
bit
and
weird.
then be like, it's not actually that? Because like all they'd have to do is make it tan. The jet could have been tan, and it would have been like, oh, okay, yeah, that's Blitzwing, because he turns into a jet.
I think it might have like my thing is like it probably was Starscream like in the script, but they just like and it's like they got as far as like modeling him, but it's like we've already worked on this model so much, like just rename him Blitzwing because Hasbro doesn't want to kill Starscream in the prequel movie.
Yeah, that's probably what.
And honestly, that's kind of fair.
Yeah,
Or maybe the movie didn't work with him just with the version of like Starscream. I don't know if I'd want to have watched just like Bumblebee and Starscream fight each other.
yeah. I guess it's like the sidekick fight because Starscream is Megatron's sidekicks.
True. Yeah, I would. Yeah.
I had a thought though with the two triple changing bad guys.
Yeah,
in the movie,
a Shatter and Dropkick.
Yeah, of just a thought. For the majority of the movie, they're using their vehicle modes, and my brain just was like, I wonder if that's purposely kind of to invoke the idea that the Autobots were always cars and the Decepticons were always military vehicles to make them seem friendlier to the military, you know?
Yeah, I can see that.
Maybe.
And it's like I know like and honestly this is I do like the little subplot where it kind of like touches on like Cold War tensions of the time. It's not like super deep, but it's just like a nice flavor text, you know?
Yeah. But I think it also like their two vehicle modes are so like aggressive that it fits like other Decepticon stylings, and they also kind of got like Stunticon.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they don't look Decepticon-y. I'm just I'm more saying like
I'm just happy not to see a fucking black Escalade and a black Escalade and a gray military vehicle. Like you can have the military vehicles and like still use like colorful like camo or like just the realistic camo or make the jet tan or something. I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah, like the colors popping. The colors pop. That's like the big strength of this movie.
I mean,
to, like,
I would absolutely love a scene where there's U.S. military and then all of a sudden a bright ass green 90s Megatron tank just shows up and they just go like, what the hell is that?
I have the core class of the 90s Megatron on my like desk, like next to my core class Optimus, and it's like it's super. I love that color scheme. I hope they bring it back one day.
Because the other cool thing is like the Decepticons don't give a fuck, so you could justify it in that way.
Mm-hmm.
They're not trying to hide, and in the movies,
no,
will change things, but like still, like I think I don't think there's anything being a part of it. I think everything like they're being distinct, cool guys, bad guys. I mean, damn, like how do we get away from like sometimes the bad guys are like the coolest looking things about a franchise, and so you get like divisions within fan bases because of how cool one or the other side looks, like Star Wars or like Gundam or like Small Soldiers with a very
Small Soldiers.
Like, that's a very specific niche.
I love Small Soldiers. So funny.
I mean, it's a good movie.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch it sometime.
Say outside of this,
but like, no, I get what you're saying.
Oh yeah,
like,
G.I. Joe.
Yeah, the bad guy aesthetic is fun, and like I think fiction lets us dive into like enjoying a bad guy aesthetic without actually attaching ourselves to a bad guy group, so to speak.
Yeah, and also it's like some people you got to be careful about that, where it's like you don't want to get too into the bad guy philosophy, otherwise you will.
Yeah, no, it's hard to like. It's fun to go like, oh yeah, part of the Empire, and like stormtroopers and everything. But the second you start saying, the Empire had some points, they were right in some places. The minute you're like, nope, you're lost in the sauce, bud.
Yeah. So
Which is doubly hard because oftentimes in Transformers they really try to make Megatron like super sympathetic.
Yeah, I mean we're about to see that in Transformers 1, so who knows how that's gonna go.
Ooh, I don't think we're gonna see that.
Well, like kinda. They're playing around with those ideas.
Oh, dude, I think we're gonna get him a big old fucking rug. I think.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be like
they're going all the way. It's gonna be like sympathetic at first, and then like the rest of the movie is gonna be like we weren't ready for it and how interesting it gets. I'm excited. I know it's gonna be good no matter what. I just know it's gonna be.
Yeah. I hope it's the first trailer didn't really impress me, but like the later trailers, I'm like, okay.
That first trailer felt very much, hey, this is what the producers want to make sure that we sell tickets. The later trailers feel more like this is what the movie actually is.
That's also what I'm saying. Is like, I think it's being deceitful. Sorry.
Yeah.
Deceitful.
Deceitful, yeah. But the good press from actual Transformers fans is also making me a bit excited because it's like, oh, Transformers fans are liking it. I'm Transformers fans. I should go see it.
I'm John Hasbro.
Damn. Jonathan Hasbro. More like Jonathan Hasblow.
Yeah, baby. All right.
Funny.
Did I say everything I wanted to say about this movie?
Did you?
Needle drops. How do we feel about those?
I like the more personal ones for Charlie because they were like a lot more post-punk and everything. And then it got more poppy throughout it, but it was like the first stuff is like, oh yeah, Smiths and whatnot, and I was like, oh, that's fun.
Yeah, like I like the more personal. I just the more poppy, like Never Gonna Give You Up or whatever, like stuff like that. Just kind of felt like, feels a bit more marketing centric. But hey, sometimes you gotta mark. It's a blockbuster movie. It's not all good. It's not like the highest form of art.
That was a popular song.
It was a popular song. It's just more of like
the reason they chose is like marketing and stuff.
I mean, I don't know.
There's just also a lot of needle drops. It's a bit overwhelming sometimes. So
yeah.
Nobody will ever do it as bad as Suicide.
Oh, 100%. Don't even mention.
I mean, I did point at the screen and do a Leonardo DiCaprio when Oingo Boingo popped up. So
I forgot they were in that movie. In this movie,
it's just one line. That's it.
Oh yeah. Oh, is it like when Bumblebee started sentence mixing?
Yeah, because they were talking about like, oh yeah, if we tell the police about him, they'll take him in and experiment on him, and he just plays
he said,
weird science.
And it also ties it to the nostalgia.
Yeah,
that's what that movie.
And it's like I get like people like getting sick of like, I'm tired of the nostalgia thingy, but it's like I thought it was done tactfully here.
I like it.
Yeah,
we've always dived into nostalgia. Look at Back to the Future.
Yeah. I'm more talking about like in modern movie like nostalgia, and I do feel like this is one of the more especially because it was very much early on and before it kind of like people had a formula set and like the tropes to hit on for nostalgia beats, and it's still like telling like a nice story, so I don't mind it as much. It's like Bumblebee vibing with his pal, and it's like they help each other out with like their problems. It's cute. I like it.
Yeah, I mean the Transformers have always been enjoyed specific parts of like human culture and music and writing, like Skywarp.
Yeah,
plays. Was it plays or like?
It's Skybite.
No, Skywarp in the comics.
Skybite is an opera singer, I thought.
Yeah,
Skybite. I know he does haiku.
In the comics, Skywarp becomes like a playwright, like not a playwright, like a movie writer.
Yeah.
I still gotta read the Marvel stuff.
But
that was in like IDW.
Yeah, it was IDW. But yeah, no, that's interesting because if you think about it, the Transformers were all just basically workers on a planet, just cogs in the machine, not giving a chance to live their life. And then the minute like they escape that bond, that parameter, and they meet other sentient beings that have something like art and culture, they're just like immediately jump on it,
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Similar to how in IDW, like Transformers meet alien species with gender, and they're like, "That's interesting. I want to play with that."
Yeah,
it's cool. It's interesting. It's hip.
Jazz likes music.
Jazz likes music. Would Optimus Prime be a fan of westerns?
I don't know. Probably. Well, I feel like Optimus Prime would be confused or interested with like the no good nature of a lot of cowboys, but like the stand up and honorable nature of other cowboys. I could see that. Just that's me more thinking about Peter Cullen and his relationship with his brother than anything. That's in the DNA of the character.
Yeah.
He's a leader.
Yeah.
He's a leader, but he also recognizes that he's still a fallible person, and he doesn't want to be a fallible person to help others, you know?
The Hank Hill of Transformers.
Yeah. Genuinely, Hank Hill and Optimus will probably get along.
Yeah, I mean, a red-blooded American truck, brother. I tell you.
What the fuck was that even? You just turned into Hulk Hogan. I'm sorry, we have to kick you off the podcast.
No,
we don't want Hulk Hogan in the podcast.
I was doing a Southern brother. Either or, whatever, man.
Either or the either.
Right.
No, this is a good fun movie.
Yeah, good fun movie. I'm glad to rewatch it after all these years. It was nice coming back to it.
And I'm glad to see that it was a movie that opened Buster's eyes further. But I think just like watching Transformers 1, like I think about what made me originally the franchise. And while Bumblebee for me was something that I've always wanted from back then, just a more honorable like representation. I think Transformers 1 will even be further than that because there's so much detail already that I've seen, just like the designs of the world and the characters and the music. I think it's important for things to be good and modern to bring more new people and new ideas into a franchise.
Yeah. I think Bumblebee is just a really good, solid, family-friendly little action-adventure film that just happens to star the Transformers. And it's a good little, I wouldn't say coming-of-age story, but it's a good little character growth of a character and fun, great action.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. Good blockbuster for the whole family to enjoy.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to end this segment. Boingo!
Yes.
What are we doing next month? Nah.
Well, we've been doing a lot of film and TV and all that kind of stuff, so I thought, hey, why don't we mix it up with a different form of media? Let's talk about some music. And let's talk about some music that is actually kind of relevant in the news, in the music sphere as of late. So anyway, here's Wonderwall. We're going to listen to What's the Story, Morning Glory by Oasis.
Oasis?
Because the band is back together and they're doing a tour. If you are unaware of the whole thing, Oasis was one of the biggest bands of a music genre called Britpop that was very popular in the 90s. Think of it as England's response to grunge.
Mm-hmm.
They have several major big hits off of this album, including Wonderwall, Don't Look Back in Anger, Morning Glory, Champagne Supernova, and they had a very, very, very specific and very prominent breakup in the mid-2000s, and they are now getting back together and doing a big tour. So I'm going to make these two guys listen to What's the Story, Morning Glory, and I'm going to listen to more of their back catalog in general, so I have some more research for them. But yeah, Oasis!
All right.
Oh, yay, sis.
I heard they got reunited for a tour.
Yep.
Apparently they got reunited.
Yeah, reunited for Boingo.
They got reunited just for this podcast. You heard it here, folks. First, folks. Just
Thank you, Gallagher Brothers, just for this podcast.
Yeah, so...
We love the Mets, baby.
I guess, Boingo, plug your stuff.
Hi, I'm Boingo. You can do a variety of things on the internet. You can follow me on social media platforms at Boingo Writer, at Twitch at /Boingo Writer, and on YouTube at Boingo Writer. Go check them out.
Snow Cone.
It is me, Snow of the Cone, and you could find me at never_robot, where I may or may not pictures of robots on Instagram.
Whoa! Yeah, I'm Buster. I'm this month's topic selector and next month's subjugator. Not subjugator, subject. Because I have only heard of this band until they got reunited. So, this is gonna be next episode's gonna be interesting.
You've heard some of their big hit singles.
I probably have.
You definitely have heard Wonderwall.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, you can find me on YouTube. I do video analysis on whatever thing I'm interested in at the moment. I have a community tab poll, so you can see like all the videos. You can vote for what video you're excited for next. I have a Transformers video coming up. I'm not going to reveal what it is just yet, but it's going to be fun.
It's Kiss Players.
No, my ass is not doing that. Anyway, yeah, I'm also trying to use Bluesky more. So it's open to the public, so go check out Bluesky. Also on Twitter, if you are a hellish demon for glutton for punishment. So yeah, this has been Modular Media. We have other podcasts like the weekly Modular Components where we just shoot the shit, and this Analytical Fanboys where we do a monthly media cast like the one you're listening to right now. So yeah, check us out. Like, comment, subscribe to help us in the algorithm. And we'll
Hell yeah.
see you next time when we enter the Wonder Wall.
Ba-na-na-na-na.